All right. So we've got down some of the things that are going to be like our guiding principles. We've talked a little bit about values. And then we've talked about what you love to do, what you're good at, what some of your strengths are. So number 2 that we're going to talk about with highly successful people has to do with time and energy. And to really become successful, you have to use your time and your energy really wisely, because there's lots of distractions in our world that will pull you away from getting on a good path, right? And so highly successful people tend to use their time really wisely. So they put the things that they need to do into their actual schedule. They don't just write a long to-do list. They actually take those things and put them into their schedule. So let me give you an example. Who's athletic here? Who likes sports? Okay, good, lots of you. So there's one thing to write down a long list of I need to do 100 sit-ups, I need to do 100 push-ups, I need to run wind sprints. There's all these different things you can do. But if you just write them down, the likelihood of all of that happening, especially if it's a long list, it might be pretty challenging when you have a busy schedule with school and everything. So if you actually take those items and you put them into your schedule and you say, okay, I'm going to get up at 6 a.m. and I'm going to do this, and then at night I'm going to do this, and you put it in, that's how you make sure that it gets done. And so how many of you think that an Olympic athlete actually can just kind of hang out and watch TV or play on their iPad all day and then get to the Olympics 4 years later? Does that ever happen? No, it doesn't happen. They use their time really wisely. They train really hard. They're really focused on what they love, which is what you just did. You wrote things that you love to do, and they are committed. And so they use their time and their energy very wisely for that. And they focus their energy on what they want, not what they don't want. It's not to say life is perfect for anybody all the time. It isn't necessarily. But what they do is, instead of saying, I don't like that, I don't like this, I don't like that, they reframe it. And they're like, okay, that's not ideal, I don't like it. But what can I do to change things? So you reframe your statements, turn it into a positive, and say, this is what I would like to see happen. How can I make that happen? Okay, we all have to deal with challenges. Our entire lives, there's different things that come up, right? Whether it's in school, whether it's in work, whether it's with our health, whether it's in our family, there's challenges that come up. And so if you say, okay, well, this isn't really going well, you can focus on that and you can become really negative. And you can just kind of ruminate on it, like a cow chewing some grass, or you just over and over and over again. But if instead you say, no, I don't want to just keep thinking all these negative thoughts. Because you know what? If you saw a bad movie, would you go and watch that movie 10,000 times? No. So when you get a negative thought in your head, why do you keep replaying it? Okay? Unfortunately, it's because it's just an easy thing to do. But you don't have to do that. You actually get to change, do what's called reframing, like a pivot. Like if you're in sports and you pivot directions, you can do that with your brain and your thoughts. So if you find yourself saying, I really don't like this, I need to change this, it's not going well, then you pivot, you go, okay, how can I make this better? And start coming up with solutions. And it puts you into a positive mindset, allows you to start solving your problems, okay? And you're going to need to have that skill all throughout life, because it really helps you progress. And successful people learn how to do that. It's really important.